Hi and welcome to David Thom Creations. Today I am looking at this new free plugin from Eventide. What's Eventide and Newfangled Audio? It is a chaotic synth by Newfangled Audio. It's been around for a few months, but I haven't really had a chance to have a look at it. So I thought I would do a quick demo of basically how it works, and it looks more complicated than it is. It's quite similar to Vital in some ways, except it doesn't use the kind of wavetables, but it uses what they call a double pendulum system to create chaos. Now, if you can imagine my double pendulum, it's like a long arm with a shorter arm swinging off the end of it. So if you can imagine there's a kind of pendulum going round, and then off the end of that pendulum you've got a smaller pendulum that's kind of doing its own thing, and that seems to be what it is based on, which is causing the chaos factor of it. There's only kind of one main window. This is it. There's not like loads of different pages and whatever to go through. Yeah, it's quite straightforward. So there's a ton of presets. I can't remember how many. So you've got bass, leads, rhythmic, effects, plucks, and some MPE. And then these are ones from obviously people that have created their own presets. And I have done some of my own as well. I've got Matthew Wang, and then you've got different inits. So I've done about a dozen, I think. But as you can see, they're based. I've left the name so you can see what they're based on. So I've kind of just altered a lot of the settings for, and it's a mixture of most of these. 5 sections. So let's say there's a lot of bass. So this is just the first preset. I'll just let you see what happens when you. So you can see this this kind of chaos thing going here, and then you've got chaos. The good thing is that if you hover over, it will actually tell you. So that's the ratio of chaotic oscillator to non-chaotic oscillator, the shape of chaotic oscillator. Sorry, that's difficult to say for me. And then the detune animate is the detune between both of these oscillators. And then you can change the interval between the oscillator and the note played. So you can go in and let's say it goes right down. And then you've got oscillator sync or on or off. And then you've got 2 subs. It's a sub oscillator, which is 1 octave below. And then a sub oscillator 2 octaves below. And then you can also change the octaves here from -2 to +2, and then obviously switch from mono to stereo, and then the wave, and then I'll go back to that, and then you've got a wave folder. So you've got drive, fold. So that's the number of folds. So if you can imagine, the wave is folding back on itself. So that's the number of folds that the wave is doing, and then that's the mix between the wave folder input and output, and drive is the gain. So the kind of less folds, the more kind of drive you have. And then you've got the symmetry, which is offset into wave folder, and it adds even harmonics. And then you've got frequency cutoff. And then you've got a low pass gate with key track, velocity, frequency, resonance, and poles. And the poles morph between the VCA mode and the resonant low pass mode. and then you've got ADSR, you've got frequency, so you can either go by beats or frequency, so that's at 2, so you can bump up to 16 or 1 bar, 2 bar, whatever, and then you can go back to frequency, and then you can actually adjust the frequency. And then you've got the actual main output levels, and then you've got these 5 different waveforms. So you've got sine, triangle, pulse, saw, and ramp. Now in relation to vital, I mentioned, it kind of works similarly, because you can actually assign these different waveforms to activate different parameters, and if you click on it once, it'll kind of go but you can actually adjust it manually as well, and if you want to clear it, you can actually just right click and it'll center it. So you can switch those all off and on, and also there's 3 other ADSR modulation knobs here. So that one is ADSR, that one is just AD, and this one is ASR. So that's kind of mainly controlling these the frequency and the resonance. So yeah, and like I said, you can just kind of attach that to, say, the whatever it is, cut off, and then you've got in this section, really, you've got velocity, modulation, key, the pressure modulation, and the timbre. So again, you can kind of apply like timbre to that, to however many you want. It'll show you what you can connect to, and then so this is the mod wheel. I have to say that it from what I've been doing, it doesn't make a huge effect. So yeah, so like I said, you can add in that. So if I'll just kind of, so you can kind of, it's very kind of subtle. I don't know if you can actually see that on screen, but it changes color. This box changes color when I adjust the mod wheel, but it's quite subtle. It kind of goes orange. So that is kind of it, and then you've got preset controls there. Just click through. You've got load presets, and then you've got save your own presets, and I'll show you kind of how to do that. You've got compare between adjustments and the original sample preset. Sorry, info is quite good. It brings up the PDF manual automatically, and you can have a butcher's through that. It's about 20 pages, so it's not too bad, and it'll just explain everything in a bit more detail. And then you've got settings. So you've got 2 types of rendering. You've got visualizations. So yeah, so that's, you don't really need to touch that. And then if you've got something like a Rolly or whatever, you can switch MPE on, depending on what you want. And then you've got random, which will just randomize these parameters for this particular preset, which is kind of what I was kind of doing, a bit of random and a bit of changing and whatever to create my own presets. You can upgrade to the kind of like, well, it's not like the full version of this. It's actually called Generate, which is very similar. It just had loads more presets and what have you, but it looks very, very similar. And then this, you actually can get different views. So that is very, very bright. Modern is kind of like teal and orange, and then twin turbo is kind of, well, what's that, cyany green, whatever. So the easiest on the eyes is actually the modern one. I find, and yeah, it kind of, well, you can see it kind of, it's a bit nicer than, like I said, what's twin turbo, what's the other colour? Yeah, it's kind of white and this kind of very cyany green. So yeah, so I stuck with modern. I think that's the nicest one. And that's kind of about it. I mean, so basically, yeah, you just start off with whatever you want. I mean, like I said, we'll just stick to this first preset. We'll reset it, and then I'll let you hear kind of what it sounds with a bit of trap drum, and. So what I was kind of doing was just letting this run. So I've got some. Well, I mean, it's a mono synth, but I just stuck some of my unison triads in, but it's not actually obviously playing the chords. But so what you can do is just let this run, and then. So let's have a wee. So that's kind of the original. So yeah, so like I said, you can see it's pretty quick actually to kind of create some new stuff. So and I'll have a look. Just go to one of these leads as well. So that is. Right, hold on. So yeah, so I mean that's. So yeah, I quite like that. So we'll save that. So go to save. It takes you to the automatically takes you to the presets folder. So all you need to do is create your own folder and name it. And then obviously I've got one here, so I just click on that, and then I'll just change that to DJT, and I'm just keeping them with the same name so that you can see. So that's it. Bob's your auntie. And then that's a new preset based on analog-esque, whatever. So yeah, so like I said, I've got and there you go. It's in my. So like I said, I'll just go through these ones. So let's see. Let's try one of the rhythmic ones that I'm. Let's try back and forth. That's quite similar. Let's try that. That's good. Alright, we'll just randomize this and we'll just see what it comes up with. Well, that's actually better. So yeah, you can get some pretty mental, but yeah, so you can see. That's quite. Let's bring it on. Right. Let's have a look at this one. Let's add in a bit of vocal as well. So yeah, let's try some. What's LFO swells? So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And so yeah, I've actually done a version of this. So let's get the hang on, let's solo it first. All right, I don't remember it sounding like that in a minute. Right. Right, let's see what my my version sounds like. I think it's a bit different from that. Duck pluck. Yes, it's completely different. It sounds a lot better. Right, I'll just. So yeah, for a freebie, it's not bad. Let's have a look at what's my other. I quite like. Let's just go to the next one. So yeah, so this is based on open close. Quite like that one. This one based on part 3. Pulse. I think this is a lot. Oh, I've got 2 on it. That may use it. What was the... Alright, that is the last one. Right. And then, I don't think I did the first one, did I? That's it. So yeah, I think that was most of them. Yeah. What's my version of that one? So yeah, that's back to the one that I did. So yeah, that is most of them. So I will put them up on Dropbox. You can download them if you want. Like I said, there's only a dozen. So, but like I said, I've not even gone through all of these other guys' ones. I mean, Black Sheep's got 49. So yeah, so generate. Right, as you see, it this bit's the same. You've just got more. You've got 3 envelopes and LFOs and it's got a sequencer and some more stuff down here. You can add in different voices and it's got effects, but that's all pretty much the same apart from Vortex, whatever that is. Alright, so it's got more than one. So it's got double pendulum, vortex, pulsar, discharge and turbine oscillators rather than just the double pendulum one. Right, okay, and you get 600 presets. So yeah, so it doesn't actually say how much it is. Am I missing something? Where is it? Buy now. Let's look. $149. Not really sure it's worth that. Yeah, you can cross-grade from Elevate, whatever that is. So yeah, let's have a look at where's Elevate bundle. Oh, I see. Yeah, so to be honest, for $150, I don't really think that's for what you're getting. I don't know. You can pretty much do most of it with this. That's quite cool. There doesn't seem to be a way to favourite the presets. So I've had a look kind of everywhere. I've had a look online, and I was going to email them, but I thought, well, it's not that important. But so yeah, I can't see any way of, like, there's no unless you set up a new folder and just save the ones that you like to a favorites folder. I suppose that would be the only way to do it. So yeah, if we created a new folder and called it favorites, if I can spell it. So yeah, I mean, that would seem about the only way to, because like I said, there's nothing. Normally there's like a heart or a star or something that you can save, and then you can go, there would be something up here that had favorites, but like I said, I'm damned if I can find it. So yeah, so like I said, yeah, we can just go there. So yeah, so that's one way of doing it. Because like I said, I can't see any other way of doing it. So like I said, that would be one way of doing it, which at the moment, what does that actually sound like? For a laugh. Not actually that bad. Right, let's have a wee tool around with this before I go. Right, nothing seems to be making a huge amount of difference. Right, we eventually got somewhere. Nothing was making any difference. Right, let's save that to my since I quite like that. Cool. Right, let's go back to let's just see what that's. Yeah. Right, that is it. I think this has gone on long enough. So yeah, so that is free Pendulate Chaos Mono Synth plugin from Newfangled Audio. So like I said, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, remember to like and subscribe for more of this sort of software and hardware reviews. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.